Since we're working with the hips today, I mentioned in the text, I sent you guys to find a firm pillow, or if you have a block or a bolster that you can sit the tailbone up on. And this is going to really allow the hips to start opening up a little bit easier while we're just sitting here working on our breath work. And if you want to stay crisscrossed at the ankles, that's fine. Just keep the feet flexed, protect the knees. Just start to find a grounding position here, sinking the hips into the mat or into your bolster. Start working with your breath as you inhale, lifting the chest and lifting the chin. And as you exhale, releasing any tension or resistance we might be holding in the knees and the hips. Take just a few minutes here, again, calming the mind and just coming to our space. And if you haven't already, start deepening the breath and lengthening the breath. Since doing a lot of the hip opening and hip work is really stress relieving for women, it pushes out all the toxins. The more we do compressions, the more we open, relieving that stress we tend to hold on to in our hip space. Working with breath, we're going to move into more of a fire breath instead of the Ujjayi breath. We're going to inhale in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Really releasing. You'll notice, like the Ujjayi breath, this breath work really starts to build energy within the core. As you exhale, focus on softening the shoulders, relaxing the neck. If you really want to integrate your breath work further, the fire breath is also called the lion's breath. So, you know, feel bold here, let it all out. We're going to open our mouths real wide, stick out the top. And release the breath fully. Really building that energy now. As you exhale, pull the navel to that way you're forcing out all the excess air. One second here. Let me find that.
Okay, go.
Oh, it's keep working on that breath work there. 1 second for me. Okay. Sorry, I was getting feedback with the audio there, so I needed to, no offense, Donna, I needed to put you on mute. So we're building that energy and we're releasing all that extra stress and tension we might be holding on to with the fire breath. So a few more cycles here, just really strong. We'll start to warm up our neck and shoulders now that we've started to really build up that energy and really let go with our breath. We're going to use that breath throughout our practice today to really sink into each asana and even into our poses. So warming up the neck and shoulders, we're going to bring the palms to the chest in Anjali Mudra. Interlace your fingertips. As you inhale, push through the hands. So we're really lengthening here, pushing, rounding the shoulder blades, and reach. Let the neck drop all the way back, opening the throat. As you exhale, still pushing through the palms of the hands, bring them all the way down to the mat, rounding the upper spine and tucking the chin into the chest. We're going to flow with breath here. You can use that Ujjayi breath or continue using your fire breath. As we inhale, we always want to lengthen the spine, so we're lifting the ribs, dropping the shoulders back and reaching through the side body. Allow the neck to drop all the way back before you start to bring the chin back to the chest. We'll take a couple more cycles here, just warming up the neck and the shoulders and opening up the side body. One more cycle. Inhale, push through the palms, really lengthening here. As you exhale, release your bind and bring the arms all the way out. Another opportunity for your fire breath. We'll take a few moments here, rolling the shoulders back, squeezing them up to the ears. Exhale, pulling them back and down. You might be finding a lot of organic movement today in your practice. So if you want to alternate shoulders a little bit, and then maybe bringing them back the other way, alternating shoulders. And then bringing both shoulders up to the ears and forward, and pulling them down. More cycles here, and we'll start to roll the neck. Just a couple of cycles, one direction, inhale, coming up on the other. Just becoming aware, connecting our breath and connecting to our bodies. We're going to remove any bolsters that you might be sitting on, and we're going to bring the soles of the feet together for butterfly. Interlacing the fingertips around the toes. Getting a nice strong grip here, straightening the arms so we're lengthening the spine. Sitting nice and tall. As we exhale, we're going to bend the elbows and pull the chest towards our feet. But we don't want to round here. We really want to keep the length, so you can use your elbows to push against the knees or the shins to help keep that length in the spine. Take a few more cycles of breath here. Exhale, hinging forward a little bit deeper. Giving yourself time in each asana allows you to open up a little bit further. Breathing into that space. This is the mindfulness of yoga, integrating that thought with the breath and the body. So wherever you feel resistance, telling your breath to open that space. One more breath here in our butterfly pose. And as you exhale, release your bind and come all the way up. We're going to bring our right leg all the way out to the outer corner of your mat. If you're not all the way here, maybe you're here, maybe you're in between, but aiming for a diagonal direction. And hugging that left heel into your pelvic region. So really grounding again. When we say grounding, we want to feel locked down, so moving that extra tissue out from the sit bones, so you're really grounding in the tailbone. Keeping the hips squared and flat here. Inhale to lengthen. As we exhale, we're going to take our right hand out to the side, and we're not going to have a flat palm here. We're going to create a little tent with our fingertips just out to the side, maybe about our knee. And as we exhale, we're going to start reaching that left hand towards the outer edge of your right foot. You may not be here today. Maybe you're just at the knee. And use this support of your right hand to bring your chest down deeper, keeping that straight spine. So again, we don't want to start rounding. Use that right arm to lengthen and lift the chest, and use that left arm to start to pull. And again, find whatever resonates for your practice today. So wherever you find sensation, you want to stay there and just breathe there. Grounding the left hip down towards the mat. So we don't want to start shifting. So if you do start to lift or shift, reground the hips centered and find that reach. You can drop the chin to the chest, releasing the neck. Or your gaze can be down at your knee to keep it neutral neck. And on your next inhale, release your bind here. We're going to turn our palms up to the sky and reach. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Bringing the right heel in and sending the left heel out. So find your grounded stance and alignment here. I always have to kind of readjust my seat. Then pushing through the heel to keep the left leg activated and aiming towards that far corner. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to take our left hand now out to the side to ground to keep our chest lifted as we reach the left hand towards the outer edge, or the right hand towards the outer edge of the left foot. Again, if you're just here at the knee, that's okay too. Use this left hand to hinge yourself forward. Lead your chest towards the knee. And you'll feel all types of sensation here in the low back, the hips, the inner thigh. Taking a few more cycles of breath here. Again, connecting that breath with releasing that tension and deepening into your asana. And on your next inhale, coming back center, palms up to the sky. Reach. And exhale, bringing hands to the heart. Taking the right heel all the way back out, bringing you into a wide-legged stance or straddle. Sitting up nice and tall, so maybe we need to tuck the tailbone in, tilting the pelvis a little bit so we're lining the head, the heart, and the pelvis. So find that inner alignment, pushing through the heels so we're engaged here. Taking our palms up, inhale to reach. As you exhale, forward fold, hinging forward. Round the back here, tuck the chin into the chest. And as you inhale, sliding the hands in towards your mat, lifting and lengthening the spine. From right here, wherever you find your length here, you're going to exhale and just start to push the elbows down towards your mat. And you'll feel that stretch with the inner thighs, the hamstrings, compression in the hips. You want to play here. Inhale to lengthen a bit deeper, maybe bringing your hands out a little further, and exhale, pulling those elbows down towards the mat. On your next inhale, walking your hands all the way back up, turning the palms up to the sky. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bringing hands to the heart. Bringing our feet, soles back to touch, or actually, we're going to come back to Sukhasana. So bending one leg in front of the other. Again, we don't want to be crossed here. We want to allow the hips to open. Moving any of the extra tissue. Inhale, reach. Lengthen through the side body. Opening by dropping the shoulders back and reaching the chest towards the ceiling. As we exhale, we're going to bring the right palm to the mat and start to pull the elbow down, bringing the forearm to the ground. Reaching the left arm over the ear towards the side wall. Your gaze again can be down, or you can turn the chin, opening the left shoulder, turning the chest towards the ceiling. Staying grounded here. So again, keep that left hip anchored into your mat. If it starts to lift, you've gone too far. Just find a nice stretch for the side body here, pulling the left hip down, reaching the left shoulder. One more cycle of breath. And on your next inhale, come Come to center and reach. Exhale, bring hands to the heart. Turning the palms up to the sky. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bringing the left palm down to the mat. And again, start to pull that left elbow, bringing the forearm down. Being aware of our bodies, connecting with that right hip, anchoring the right hip down. Maybe turning your chin up towards the sky, opening the chest. One more cycle of breath here. And on your next inhale, come to center and reach. Exhale, bringing hands to the heart. So we're going to move into our deer pose. I don't think I've ever done one of these in this class. So coming to the edge of your mat, you're just going to bring your shin here, and if you want to leave your left leg bent so you find your alignment, you're going to keep the right foot flexed and just find that knee parallel with the edge of your mat. And then we're going to bring this left leg all the way back behind us. So it may be, and I'll turn to the side actually so y'all can see. So it may be bent. We all have different bodies and different flexibility here. So it may be tucked behind you a bit. It may be out further. So you really want to find what resonates for you, and this is where your pillow will also come in handy. If you have discomfort in your front knee, you can prop it up with a blanket or a pillow. So we're just going to start to open up here by centering our hips. We want to start to square the tailbones, the sit bones, to the mat. So you want to have more of a rounded sit bone than you do want to have a flat knee. You just start to send that left knee back further, pulling this right knee in for the heel, and sitting up nice and tall. We're going to bring our palms up, facing up towards the sky. Inhale and reach. As you exhale, bring the left hand to your right hip. Bring the left hand right behind the left hip, supporting you here as you twist. You'll start to feel that sensation opening that left hip and inner thigh area. And in any of our postures today, we don't want to be too forceful. We really just want to integrate movement, connect with our breath and our body. So really use that breath. Take one more cycle of breath here in our twist. On your next exhale, walking your hands back center, so facing forward. Inhale to lift the chest. As you exhale, start to walk your hands forward. Fold. You may just be right here today. You may come all the way down to the forearms and find a supported pose here. Just take a few breaths here, allowing the hips to settle in. And on your next inhale, bring the palms to the mat and walk yourself back up into your deer pose. As you exhale, we're going to take our left hand all the way to the back, bringing the right hand to the inner or the outer edge of the left knee, and take a slight twist here. We're not going to crank our heads around, and as we usually exhale to deepen into the twist, we're not going to do that today. We're just going to find that point of sensation and breathe there. Focusing on releasing any tension, grounding your sit bones, grounding your tailbone. And on your next exhale, release your twist, walking your hands back center. Bringing your right heel all the way into the pelvis, and I'm going to turn again so y'all can see me in this transition. So we're going to bring that front leg all the way in. You're going to bring the left leg back to center. Okay, maybe we'll take a second to open it up here and sway that knee back and forth. Feel that nice stretch relieving after that pose. And then bring the right ankle all the way over to the side so that your knee comes more towards your navel, midline here. And then we're going to start to take this left leg over. So we might just be here today, which is where I am in my cow face pose. Or you can start to turn that and start to bring that knee down in alignment here. I'm comfortable with keeping my sole planted and my knee high. And so we're going to take our right elbow and create a little bind here and squeeze that knee into the chest. You'll already start to feel this stretch working on the outer edge of the thigh. And we want to make sure that that right heel is not underneath our bottom. We want to be grounded into our mat, not sitting on our foot. So we're going to take this left hand. We're going to inhale. We're going to reach all the way up, opening the shoulder, properly rotating it behind your back and bring it right behind that sit bone. Again, not cranking the neck, just turning from the ribs to the shoulder and twist here. Taking a few breaths here. Just giving yourself this time and space to really enjoy the benefits of these poses. Finding that proper alignment for further your practice, flexibility. On your next exhale, releasing your bind, coming back center. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bringing hands to the heart. Wonderful. We're going to release our bind by releasing the left foot out. Sole comes to the floor, and then bringing your right foot out. Sole comes to the floor. We'll just take a moment here to shift the knees again side to side. We're doing a lot of hatha holds today. So when we sit in these poses, we want to make sure that we come out of them gently and not too abruptly. So moving to our left hip now. So we're going to bring this left leg, again, parallel with the edge of our mat, and bring that right leg all the way back behind us. Make sure, again, that we're finding our alignment so that we're grounding in our sit bones. And then we can start to walk that foot back further and finding we're all going to look different in this pose. So don't worry so much about what it looks like as what it feels like. So again, making sure the tailbones stay grounded towards the mat, anchoring in, and just start to let that front knee maybe add a little pressure, opening, letting that front knee drop towards the ground. Playing with the movement here, you can point that back toe behind you or flex it, and being organic in your practice. This is really where yoga brings together that connecting, that mindfulness, the mind, the body, and the breath. We're going to inhale, take our palms up to the sky and reach. As you exhale, we're going to take that right hand to the left knee, rotate that arm all the way behind you and safely twist. Looking over the left shoulder again, not cringing or not cranking our neck to twist here, but leaving the tail seated firm and twisting with our shoulders. And letting our eyes and head follow. We'll take one more cycle of breath here. As you exhale, release your twist, coming back to center. We'll inhale and reach, lengthening the spine. Bring those hands to the heart. We're going to take now our right hand to that left knee. Our left hand to the right knee. Roll that shoulder all the way back behind you. For a deer twist on the other side. On your next exhale, release your twist, coming back center. Pull palms up and reach. Keeping that core engaged while we open up our hips. We're going to move into bringing that left heel into your pelvis now. Bring the right foot, sole to the ground, and take a moment to open up the hip here. Bringing the left ankle all the way over. Kind of aiming for the outer edge of your right hip so that that knee comes again with the midline, and then start to bring that right leg over the knee. And you can drop the foot and start to bring the knees in alignment. So if you're open enough to do so. I'm not comfortable there today, so I'm going to stay with my right foot grounded. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to take our left elbow and wrap it around that front knee and squeeze it in. Taking the right hand, inhale all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bringing it right beside the hip or right behind the right hip, supporting you here. And as you exhale, squeezing that knee into the chest and pulling again with from the ribs to the shoulder. And just allow the head to follow. We'll take a few breaths here. On your next exhale, releasing your bind and bringing the right sole to the floor, bring the left sole to meet it, and we'll sway our knees side to side, loosening up those hips. You can probably already start to feel a lot of that tension and stress being released there as we've been opening up our hips. They probably feel a little funny too, being placed in poses we're not typically used to. So I'm gonna turn again so that you guys can see me. So from here, we're gonna inhale, bring the knees into the chest, maybe just the tippy toes touch. And as you exhale, arching the back, slowly roll down the spine. Inhale, bringing those knees all the way into your chest. And we're gonna sway from side to side. On your next exhale, kicking the left leg out. If you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge today, you can keep that foot hovered and engaged, maybe pushing through the heel, flexing and keeping that thigh engaged, or you can just rest the heel on the mat. And we're going to work with the right hip real quick. So we're going to inhale, pull that right knee into the chest. You can take your left hand to the left hip crease to ground your hip girdle. You really want to keep that tailbone tucked in so the low back is flat on your mat. Inhale, hugging the knee into your chest. And as you exhale, start to pull it out to the side. You can drop your right elbow to the ground for support here. And as you exhale, again, just give yourself the time to open up in this pose. We're going to flow with breath. As you inhale, bring the knee into the chest. Exhale, open it up. One more cycle of breath here. Inhale, pulling the knee into the chest. And exhale, opening it out to the side. Inhale, bringing the right knee into the chest. And hug the left knee in to follow. Exhale, sending the right leg out. Again, push through the heel and hover, or you can drop it to the mat. Inhale, hugging the left knee into the chest. And take your right hand to the right hip crease. Again, find your alignment here. Make sure that the low back or that the tailbone hasn't lifted or you're not starting to arch that low back. You're really grounded here. Inhale, pulling the left knee in, and exhale, open it up to the side. Stay here for just a breath or two, allowing your body to really open up into this pose, using that breath to release, using this time to release, letting go. That's what they talk about, right? Letting it all go. We'll flow with breath now. Inhale, pulling the knee into the chest. Exhale, out to the side. On your next inhale, bring the left knee into the chest and bring the right knee in to follow. Take a nice squeeze here and sway from side to side. Inhale, as you exhale, push the heels up towards the sky, grabbing the big toes with your first two fingers and thumb. Exhale, bend the knees and pull them out to the side body, up towards your outer armpit, and sway from side to side. Take a few breaths here, really just allowing the compression in the hips to squeeze out the toxins, to strengthen the joint. But if you want to challenge your pose a little bit further while we take a few breaths here in our happy baby, you can inhale and extend the legs all the way out, or a wide-legged happy baby. If you want to try this pose, but you're not able to reach your toes yet, you can always grab a towel, like a hand towel, to wrap around your foot and hold on to allow you to, again, open those hips and still hold that foot. I'm going to take one more cycle of breath here. And as you exhale, bend the knees, bringing the knees into the chest. And as you exhale, allow the soles of the feet to drop to the floor. On your next inhale, take the right ankle and cross it over the left knee. We're going to move into our reclined supported pigeon or reclined pigeon. So as you inhale, we're going to interlace our fingertips behind that left knee. Flex the left foot so you're staying engaged here. And as you inhale, start to pull that knee in towards your chest. Again, find your sensation. Find where, you don't want any pain here. We really just want to release. So right when you feel that place that feels best for you, just stay there and breathe. On your next inhale, we're going to kick that left heel up to the wall or up to the ceiling and bring our palms down by our sides to the mat. You may even need to hold the edges of your mat for support here. On your next inhale, we're going to lower the heel just to hover, and exhale, bringing it back up. Inhale to lower. Imagine yourself pulling the ribs down. And as you exhale, compressing those hips, closing the hips. Last one here. Exhale. Bending that left knee, bringing the sole to the ground, and dropping the right foot to follow. Inhale, hug the knees into the chest, and take a nice little yogi hug. Exhale to release the soles of the feet back to the mat, and crossing the left ankle over the right knee. Inhale to lift the right leg, pushing through that right heel and interlacing your fingers behind the knee. As you exhale here in your reclined pigeon, gently start to open that left knee out, opening the hip further as you inhale and pull the right knee towards your chest. You can find that place of sensation and breathe here. On your next inhale, straighten through the right leg, pushing through the heel. Exhale here. And on your next inhale, grabbing your palms by your sides, we're going to start to lower that right heel towards the mat. And exhale. Imagine yourself again pulling those hips closed. Last one here, nice and strong. Bending the right knee, bringing the sole of the foot to the mat, and allowing the left foot to follow. Inhale, hug the knees into the chest, and sway from side to side. On your next inhale, we're going to cross our ankles, grab the outer edges of your feet, and give a nice little squeeze here, strengthening those ankles, adding compression in those hips. Maybe pointing and flexing the toes a little bit. And on your next exhale, we're going to release and switch. And pulling those ankles in. And as you exhale, push the heels up towards the ceiling. Maybe you want to play here. Maybe you want to roll from side to side. I oftentimes get that inspiration. As you exhale, we're going to release. We're going to crisscross, or you can have them open. I always find it's easier to get up with my feet crossed. But we're going to rock and roll. And you can take a couple of rolls here just to enjoy that little spine massage. And then whenever you're ready, or get enough momentum to come up to standing, we'll come to the tops of our mats. And I'm going to come over here so you can see me. So I'll take a moment here, finding Tadasana. So maybe lifting the toes, rolling around the balls of the feet to really find a grounded stance here. Rolling the inner thighs out to the front of the room to really lock you down. Lifting the chest, opening the arms strong. We're going to inhale to reach. As you exhale, turn the palms out. Lead with the chest, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Take a bend in the knees. And as you inhale, we're going to bring the tailbone in first. So tucking in the tailbone and then slowly stacking the spine all the way up. Reach. Go through that one more time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen your fold. Slight bend in the knees. Inhale, tucking in the tailbone first, and then stacking the spine, bringing the head up last, and reach. Exhale, pushing it out. We're going to move into our side stretches here, bringing in the core. Inhale, grabbing the left wrist. As you exhale, same thing we were doing earlier when we interlace our fingers. You want to push through the palm of your hand more than you want to just get over. You want to push and lengthen and reach. So if you just stay here, you can stay here. If you get all the way over, that's fine. But again, wherever you find that sensation, breathe into that space. And on your next inhale, come back to center and reach. Grabbing the right wrist, pushing through the palm to lengthen. Exhale. And push those hips out. Really feel a full side body stretch. On your next inhale, come back to center and reach. Exhale, take a slight back bend here. Let the neck drop all the way back. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, hands to the heart. I'll come back to the top of my mat. We're going to inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Take a moment here. If you can bring your palms behind your shins and slowly reach them down towards your ankles so your elbows come behind and kind of lock you in here. And kind of just take a breath to release. If you're not here yet, you can take the option of grabbing opposite elbows and taking a micro bend. Taking a few cycles of breath here, shaking out the neck. So shaking the head no and yes. On your next exhale, releasing your palms to the mat. Inhale to step the left leg all the way back, bringing you into a runner's lunge. Lengthen here by looking down at the mat or down about a foot ahead of your mat. Keeping length, reaching with the crown of the head, pushing through the ball of the back foot. And on your next exhale, dropping that back knee to the mat and pointing your toes behind you. Take a breath here. And on your next inhale, reach. Keeping those hips squared. So if you need to bring your hands down to pull that right hip back, you want to make sure that you stay in alignment as we come all the way up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. If you want to get a deeper stretch here in that hip, you can slide that knee back further. Inhale to reach. Exhale. Twisting to the right, outside the knee. You really want to bring that left elbow all the way here to lock you in. Push the palms together to deepen your twists and look behind you. On your next exhale, release. Coming back center and inhale to reach. Exhale, twisting to the left. Grounding the right hand to the mat. Open the left hand all the way up to the sky. Option to bend the elbow, bringing the left hand to the right pocket, opening that shoulder further as we deepen into the hip space. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bringing the palms down to the mat. Again, square the hips by pulling the right hip back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Reach the crown of the head to the front of the room. And as you exhale, start to lower, bringing the elbows down to the mat or coming to a block or your pillow, bolster, hooks, whatever we're using in our home practice. Allow the head to drop out if you like, tucking that chin into the chest. Again, just giving yourself time here to deepen into this pose, to breathe into this space. You can play here as well. You can roll to the outer edge of that foot and feel the difference here. On your next inhale, re-grounding that sole to the mat if you were turned out, and moving your blocks out of the way, bringing your palms back to the mat, centering the front foot. As you exhale, gently send the hips back, pushing the tailbone up towards the sky as we do so, and lift the toes off the mat. Take a breath here. On your next inhale, bringing yourself back into your low lunge. We're going to pull the heel in towards our pelvic bone, and we're going to set into our king pigeon. We're going to sit up high for a moment. We're going to pull that right hip back and that left hip down, keeping your hands down like little tents, so we're not grounding or hunching over. We're really just lifting. So if you're not all the way flat on the mat, that's okay. Just hold here for a few cycles of breath. If you need to pull that heel out a little bit further to get a deeper stretch, you can do that as well. And find your connection here. Maybe you want to practice lifting that back toe, maybe pulling the heel towards the bottom and pointing it back out. We'll take one more cycle here. Giving a nice stretch, a little micro bend in the low back. And on your next exhale, start to walk your hands forward, bringing you all the way down into a supported pigeon. If it's too much, you can stay here on the elbows. You can stack your wrists or stack your knuckles to allow your forehead to rest here, or you can bring the crown all the way down, tucking the chin into the chest, opening up the back of the neck space. You want to get deeper in the outer hip while you're here in your supported pigeon. Tuck the back toes, activate that back leg, and start to roll on that hip space. On your next inhale, we're going to bring the hands back to the mat, keeping that back leg activated or activating it if it wasn't already. Really strong arms here. As we inhale and push into the mat, we're going to kick our right leg all the way back into plank asana or kneeling plank. So if you need to drop those knees down, go for it. Exhale, leading the heart all the way down. Inhale, bring yourself into a mini little sphinx here. Exhale, bringing the palms back below and send the hips all the way back into an active child's pose. Take a cycle of breath here. On your next inhale, push through the balls of the feet, bringing your tailbone to the sky for your downward dog, and pedal out the heels. Taking a strong bend in the knees, looking up through the hands. Inhale to walk, hop, or jump, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale. Deep in your bend. And take a moment here, shaking the head yes, shaking the head no. Releasing any tension here in the shoulders, top of the spine. On your next exhale, releasing your hands to the mat and stepping back now with the right leg. taking you into a runner's lunge on the right, and pushing through the ball of that back foot, making sure that our knee does not come over the ankle. We stay either in line with it or behind it. Bringing that heel high to the sky, lengthening, reaching the crown of the head to the front of the room. And on your next exhale, dropping that back knee and pointing the toes behind you. Inhale, reaching, centering the hips, making sure that left hip is pulled back and that we're in a proper alignment. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Inhale to reach. Exhale, twisting to the left, outside the knee. Again, try to find that bind. Try to bring that right elbow all the way outside the knee, connecting you here. Pushing that left palm in, allowing to assist for your twist here, deepening into this pose. And send that right knee back further, deepening into the inner thigh stretch. On your next exhale, releasing your bind, coming back center. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bring hands to the heart, twisting to the right, rounding the left hand into the mat and opening the heart. Again, option to bend that elbow, bringing the right hand to the left pocket and turning that shoulder out, opening the shoulder. Inhale to reach. Exhale, bringing the right palm to the mat and centering your front foot. Exhale, slowly, gently send the hips back. Inhale, bringing it back into your low lunge. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't set that. So we're sorry, bringing your hand inside here. We're going to lengthen. I almost forgot. As you exhale, slowly bring the elbows down to either your block or the mat. Again, finding space here. If you want to play here, rolling to the outer edge of that foot, really opening up in the glutes, in the outer hip, the inner thigh, all that area. We do a lot of sitting. This is probably feeling really good right now. Taking another cycle of breath, giving ourselves the time here to really release. And on your next inhale, bringing the sole of the foot back to the mat and removing any blocks here. Centering that front foot and then send the hips back. Get another nice stretch here to that hamstring. And inhale, coming back into your low lunge. We're going to bend the knee and pull the heel in for our left supported pigeon. Again, find your alignment here. So pull that left hip back, right hip forward, and start to lower. You don't want to be sitting on your heel, so if you're not flat on the mat, that's okay. Use your tent hands. Or you can always use a bolster or block of your firm pillow, anything to fill in that space, and that'll give you a little bit of support there as well. But we want to take just a few breaths here in our hiking pigeon. Maybe again, pushing through the heel a couple of times, opening up the back of the thigh. Whenever you're ready, inhale to lift the chest and exhale to walk the hands down, bringing you again to your block, your wrists, your knuckles, or crown of the head all the way down, bringing the chin to the chest. Using that breath. Again, if you want to challenge, you can tuck the back toe and maybe slightly roll on that hip just a bit. We'll take one more cycle of breath here in our supported pigeon. On your next inhale, bringing the palms to the mat, tucking the back toes, activating that back leg if it wasn't already. Same as before, we're going to inhale to push into the mat and send that left leg all the way back for Plank-asana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, lowering the chest. Inhale into your Cobra, Sphinx, Upward Dog, wherever you're at in your practice today. Exhale, drop the knees. Send the hips all the way back, bringing the forehead to the mat. We're going to bring our knees out wide, toes to touch, setting the tail towards the heels. And bring the arms out, either in an I can't say it right now, prayer hands, either over the head, behind the neck, or to really release into your child's pose. You can turn the head over to one side and bring the arms all the way around the body, allowing the shoulders to really drop into the mat. And breathe here. As you inhale, allow the belly to fill with air and sink in between your thighs, opening that hip space. If your tail doesn't reach all the way to your heels, you can again get that pillow, get a blanket or anything to stick behind the knees, and that'll help fill in that space. So don't hesitate to use props. And just take a few more breaths here in your child's pose. You can stay here for Shavasana today if you want to keep opening that hip space, just breathing here and releasing any tension as we walk through the Yoga Nidras. If you'd like to be in your corpse pose, you can bring your hands in and shift your hips to find yourself into Shavasana, into that lying down, hands up to the sky, and allow the feet to drop open. So wherever you are for your Shavasana, for your restful pose, just start to bring your awareness to each body part and with the breath. So as you exhale, focus on really letting go of any tension in that space. I'm going to start by relaxing the toes and relaxing the ankles, relaxing the knees, allowing the hips to sink heavy towards the mat, relaxing the fingers, the wrists, and the elbows. As you exhale, really releasing and letting go, sinking, feeling that heaviness. Relaxing and relieving any tension in the shoulders. Maybe rolling them back or dropping them forward if you're in child's pose. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the tongue, relaxing the eyebrows. Taking a nice, deep, long inhale. As you exhale, releasing any tension or work left in the body, bringing you into a full relaxation. Maybe even using that fire breath. Really sink and let go. Bringing your awareness away from the body and back to the breath. Focusing on your inhales and exhales, lengthening the breath, finding that rhythm. Keeping your mind focused on this present time, so if it starts to wander, just focus on inhale. Whatever your intention is, inhaling peace, inhaling healing, exhaling release, exhaling to restore. Whatever your intentions are, give yourself this time and space. Just breathe. So beautiful outside. Maybe you're imagining yourself lying in corpse pose out in the field. Beautiful grass, fresh air. Little honeybees buzzing around. You're in child's pose. Maybe you're on the beach somewhere. Just relaxing. Taking a few more breaths here. Releasing, letting go, giving yourself the space to calm the mind. We're going to start to bring our awareness back to the body, focusing on the toes, bringing some awareness to the ankles, shifting them a bit or rolling them during corpse pose. Adjusting the knees, maybe sliding them into an active child's pose, or shifting them from side to side, shifting the hips, giving them a little wiggle, wiggling the fingers and rolling the wrists, maybe taking a bend. Our arms are all the way around our bodies in child's pose. Maybe we roll our shoulders and bring our arms back overhead. And on your next inhale, take a nice deep breath and reach your hands overhead for a full body stretch. As you exhale, bring your body into fetal position for just a couple of breaths. And coming out of Vinyasa, really peacefully, really slowly. Whenever you're ready, coming back to your easy seated position.